Well, tell us a little bit about why you took the job at Creighton.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty easy decision professionally. Not to say that I was at a bad place at the University of San Diego, but I know what this program stands for. I know the tradition and the history behind it. I know the support that it gets. Obviously, I grew up a Big East baby in the Bronx, New York, as a kid, so that was also intriguing. And just the good people in and around the community at Creighton. Couldn't be more excited.
Just give us a little bit of background. Did you know the Creighton staff or what?
Well, I knew Coach Huss. We worked together for a couple of years at the University of New Mexico. Jeremy Anderson, our strength and conditioning coach, I spent some time with him at the University of New Mexico as well. And I got to know Coach McDermott a little bit just through recruiting, seeing him at different events, sat next to him a few times, talked basketball, talked players. So there was some familiarity with the people associated with the program that made my decision a lot easier.
What about this opportunity intrigued you the most?
Number one, I just think the program itself, like I said before, the history, the tradition, the support, the standard, the expectation, the league, and just to be honest, I think the talent on the roster is outstanding. Obviously, you always want to continue to build from that perspective, but I just think overall, just each facet of this program, it made it almost impossible for me to say no to.
When you take a new job, it's a crash course, but when you do it when you did, it's got to be just, you must be swimming in it. How do you adjust to all the personnel and knowing your guys?
Well, I was familiar. I mean, like I said, I'm a little bit of a junkie when it comes to college basketball. Very familiar with the roster. Saw these guys play multiple times. Obviously, like I said, I worked with Coach Huss, so always keep up with the guys that I know and care about in this business. And just the fact that I've seen a lot of these guys on the roster play from their high school years up into their years here at Creighton, and it's just the opportunity to coach this level of talent. And like I said, just the support, the fan base, the tradition, the history, the Big East, just a great, tremendous opportunity.
What's the last week been like, though, trying to get integrated?
Well, not a lot of sleep. It was weird. I coached my last game for San Diego at the University of Washington on last Sunday night. Met these guys in Vegas on Tuesday afternoon and dove right in. I mean, we had a common opponent in San Diego State that we had just played at San Diego, which made it easier for me because, I was coming in with some familiarity, at least from a personnel standpoint, and I was able to give some input, even though it didn't help much based off that result. But it's just been a lot of crash course, a lot of names, trying to figure out the university, the city, all those little things. But I've been a new guy before, and I kind of understand the process. I won't throw myself on guys. I'll kind of let it develop organically. And, I'm already feeling comfortable, man. It's been a great welcome from everybody around the program, within the program, so I could be more grateful.
So tomorrow's your first home game.
Yes, sir.
What have you heard about Creighton fans?
Well, I'll be honest, not even about what I heard, what I've experienced already after the San Diego State debacle. The fans were more about, come on, guys, listen, you can do better. It wasn't chastising, it wasn't negative. It was just more about just rallying around the team in a supportive manner. And not to say that I was surprised, but it was a big relief.
Yeah, this place will be packed tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to it. I know, yeah.
Thanks, Terrence.
Thank you, fellas. Nice to meet you.
He was outstanding, especially coming off a game the night before where I know he wasn't happy with his performance on either end of the floor. So, to be able to have the toughness to put that in the rearview mirror and move forward was, I think, a sign of just how much he's matured with this game.
What part of his game has he improved?
He's improved every facet of the game. Defensively, he's better on the ball. He's better at chasing screens, and then I just think, offensively, he just feels better this year. I think the off-season surgery with his hips, I think, has got him to where he can do more outside of practice time, working on his game, and I think his body feels better. Obviously, he's always been a great shooter. He led the Big East in three-point shooting a year ago, and he's got a lot of confidence in himself, and a lot of belief in his teammates as well.
Does he have more freedom to shoot this year than maybe as a freshman? Sorry.
All of our guys have freedom. If you prove to me you can shoot it, there's not many shots that I'm going to tell you that you shouldn't take. So he certainly falls into that category. Anytime he gets his feet set, we consider it a good shot.
you learn about your team after losing the lead and then battling back and winning against a pretty quality opponent there?
I just think the entirety of the weekend, with everything that transpired, I learned that they've got a little resolve. We did not play well against San Diego State, and certainly they had something to do with that. They're long, they're physical, they're experienced, and they were able to put some runs on us, and we weren't able to answer. So to be able to put your head in the pillow and wake up the next day and get ready to play a team the quality of Texas Tech, it takes a little bit of grit, and our guys did that. We got off to a good start, and obviously we knew Texas Tech wasn't going to quit. They made some plays the second half, and I think the wear and tear of the weekend probably got to us a little, but the fact that we were able to really play well in the overtime period, offensively and defensively, is really a credit to our guys.
How valuable is it to, on the second day of a tournament, after you took a lump like you did the night before, when you probably don't have 100% of your physical ability and you're tired, and there's a lot of, I guess, you can come up with excuses to not give effort on certain plays and things like that to out-tough a team that's built its program off of being tougher than the opponent every day.
Yeah, there was a play somewhere in the first few minutes of that game where Christian Bishop laid out on for a loose ball at half court, and the jump ball was theirs, but I think he sent a message. And I think when you play a team like Texas Tech that's built on toughness, you better let him know early and often that you're here to fight. Because if you don't, I think they're going to punk you. And, a play like that, I think, sets a tone for everybody that we're here to stay, and we're at least going to fight you tooth and nail, and we'll see what happens. But, our guys showed a lot of grit. I was really proud of them. Obviously, we were all disappointed in the way that we played on Thursday night. But it happens every once in a while in basketball where you just don't have it. And when those nights happen, you hope the other team doesn't have their A game, and we ran into a good team that had their A game on a night when we got an F, but we bounced back and came out of there with a split, and hopefully gives us a little momentum moving into this week.
What about Oral Roberts kind of having to get a start at 4-game homestand? What can you tell us about Oral Roberts?
Well, they've had a lot of near misses. Oklahoma State's undefeated. They opened the season with a 3 or 4 point loss there. They played Iowa competitively at Iowa, lost a close game at Tulsa, just lost by 6 or 7 at Wichita. So an experienced team. Paul does a really good job with them. They're very disciplined. They play at a fast pace. So us getting back and stopping their transition game is going to be important. And, they have some size, which, we don't. And they play 2 of those big guys together at times. So, that's going to be a little bit of a problem for us. I thought we fought Texas Tech on the glass really well. We did not do a good job against San Diego State on the glass. And I think tomorrow night rebounding is going to be key. They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country.
How do you make sure you boys don't look ahead to what's obviously looming on Saturday?
I don't really. We haven't talked about it at all. So I'd like to think that they aren't thinking about it either. I think Oral Roberts has our attention because we saw Iowa play in Vegas and know how good they are, and that was a very competitive game. Christian's brother plays at Oklahoma State, so I think he spread that message that they're for real. We'll get ready for this one, and then we'll worry about Nebraska when that time comes.
You have a new assistant coach. Can you tell us about him?
Yeah, I'm really excited about Terrence. I had an opportunity to get to spend some time with him this summer. He worked with Coach Huss and our strength coach, Jeremy Anderson, at New Mexico. They spoke very highly of him. And, in the time that I spent with him this summer, I knew that he was about the guys. He's about relationships. He's from the East Coast originally. Was the all-time leading scorer at Texas and spent a good portion of his coaching career in Texas, and now has been on the West Coast the last 3 years. So his broad-based experience in recruiting was very attractive to me, but that means nothing if you're not a guy that understands people, and he certainly does that.
Mac, did Marcus have anything to do with attitude? I guess Texas Tech. Was he a leader in any way there? Or?
Yeah, Marcus is. He's really grown in that part of his game. I think it's difficult sometimes for a freshman. You want to be careful you don't step on anybody's toes, but I think now that he's into his second year, I think the guys really respect him and respect the way he goes about preparing to play every game, both with his film study, with the amount of extra time he spends on the court. And I think with that comes a level of respect, and you're going to listen to what he has to say. And he was able to turn the page really quickly after that tough loss, and he probably played one of his poor games that he's had since he's been here. So, when a guy like that can flip the page and move on to the next one, I think it's easy for other guys to follow.
You mentioned that you guys had, an hour prep for Texas Tech?
Yeah, we just went over to UNLV for 45 minutes or so and walked through some stuff, some things that we thought would be there offensively that we needed to attack and things we needed to avoid. When you're preparing for a motion offense, sometimes you can prepare for that for 10 days and you still can't simulate it because they do it every single day and they do it well. So it comes down to communication and being able to fight your way through some screening activity, and our guys were able to do both.
Greg, tomorrow night is Fan Appreciation Night. You've got one of the most loyal followers in the nation. What can you say about your fan base here in Illinois?
Well, they'll be here early tomorrow night. I know that. And they have a little bit extra pop in them, I suppose. But, we go to other places and play, and you turn games on television, and, you could fire a machine gun through that building and you wouldn't hit anybody. There's just nobody there because they're still thinking about football or whatever. And, here at Creighton, our fans are very passionate. They show up. They support us. They've supported us through good times and bad. So, tomorrow night obviously is about them and us being able to say thank you for their continued support over the course of many, many years.
Talk about that weekend in Las Vegas, and you knock off Texas Tech, and you get a career high. How good a feeling was that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a decent weekend. Obviously, we didn't do too well versus San Diego State, but I thought we bounced back really well. We had a good, short hour of prep before the game, and I thought our coaching staff did a great job of, putting ourselves in position to be successful, and that's what we did versus Texas Tech. It was a great team win.
Did you know you had that line? I mean, did you know you were up there in points, or did you not know until after the ball game?
I didn't really know. I mean, you just play. I was really focused on getting the win. We had a great first half, and then they came back. So, it was a gutsy win, and I'm just really happy, we got the win.
What did you guys learn about yourself in a game like that against a team that was playing for a national championship last year?
That we can play with anybody. We're a bunch of fighters. Obviously we didn't do too well the game before that, and I thought it showed our perseverance and showed that we can fight through adversity and build off that.
Where do you think the fight was against San Diego State, and why did you have it against Texas Tech?
I really don't know, honestly. I think it was just one of those games where we're not hitting shots, and they're hitting tough shots, and then they just probably played a little bit harder. We really, we try to learn from those experiences. That's what Coach said in the locker room, and I thought we did that, and it showed versus Texas Tech.
Did you feel like the demeanor of the team was different the next night as opposed to the night before?
Yeah. I thought, I could feel it in the locker room right after the San Diego State game that, we gotta fix this. And I thought we did a great job of, prepping. Our coaching staff our scout team did a good job, and it was a huge win for us against Texas Tech.
Marcus, on offense against Texas Tech, you guys got a lot of buckets inside the arc. What was the key to kind of creating some chances, some looks? I mean, you got the flip up a couple times, and you in particular got to the rim. What was the emphasis, I guess, to try to work the ball inside against those guys and get some looks?
I mean, we knew they were going to overhelp. Our main point in practice was to get it to the opposite side. Once I got any of the opposite guys that were guarding would come to the middle, and all you got to do is skip it, and then we would create a guy who can drive and make a play, and that's what happened. So obviously saw the game making a lot of threes, and then they started to really get out on shooters, and then that opened up the lane for us, and our bigs did a good job.
Marcus, I don't know if you watched the TV broadcast, but the commentators were talking about the variety of shots that you have, driving in the lane, three-pointers, everything. How much more has your game become all around? How versatile is it?
Yeah, I mean, I put in a lot of work, on my craft, and then I play with a lot of great teammates who put each other in the right spots, and I'm just happy, just to play with these guys every day.
What changed in the last year? What did you develop part of your game?
I just think just having that experience out there, building that confidence, and then just trying to, just be a great leader, and then everything else will take care of itself.
Marcus, how do you not look at past Aurora Roberts, knowing what's ahead on Saturday, huge game? How do you take this one Tuesday for all it's worth?
Yeah, I mean, Oral Roberts is a great team. I've watched them play. They have a lot of. I mean, the record doesn't show that, but all their losses are really close. They play tight with Wichita, play tight with Oklahoma State, so they're a good team. Obviously we have Nebraska Saturday, but right now we're all focused on tomorrow's game versus Oral Roberts.
Would you, before the overtime period, I mean, they hit you with that 8-0 run to tie it, and it seemed like all the momentum was kind of like swinging their direction. What did you do, or what did you notice about the group, right before you guys broke that huddle to come out for the OT period, because it seemed like you guys hit the gas again?
Yeah, I mean, we knew they were going to go on a little run. That's what great teams do. They're a really good, well-coached team, and we knew they were going to go on a run, so we were all just huddled, make sure it's coming, just stay composed, stay calm, don't try to do too much, and it'll come. And that's what happened. Guys made big time plays. Like Christian had a lot of big time rebounds, touchdown, a lot of big time rebounds. Mitch played great defense down the stretch, so it was just a total team effort, especially down the end.
Thank you, sir.